Hello commenters and or non-commenters. Today is Vlog Every Day in April, number 10. Today I am going to be speaking about fine literature. Now, we have to choose, in my English class we just have to choose a book to read, and so I chose to read this, because I wanted an excuse to read this book. I am not one who I don't generally tend to read that often recreationally, mainly because I don't have a lot of time to read recreationally. Because mainly if I'm going to read recreationally, it will take place during the summer because my time isn't nearly as occupied. So during the actual school year, I have very little time to read what I actually want to read. But I have the opportunity to. So I decided to go forth and read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And I haven't started it yet, and I just picked it up from Barnes & Noble today. And so far, from what I've heard from the clerk as I was checking out, as well as just the cover of the book, because you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but literally everyone who has ever picked up a book and looked at it has judged it the second that they picked it up and looked at its cover. This got outstanding marks as far as the covers that I have seen. Well, one, it's got Elizabeth Bennet, but she's turned into a zombie. I don't know if that's foreshadowing at all. Actually, I'm not sure if it's Elizabeth Bennet. That might be Jane Austen. I'm not familiar with the origin of this. I'm not familiar with the origin of this portrait or photo. And then it's a New York Times bestseller, so that means that other people liked it. And so if other people liked it, then odds are that more other people would like it, and I might be a part of that more other people. And so it also says by Jane Austen and Seth Graham Smith. So with that, the clerk, as I was checking this, as I was purchasing this from Barnes & Noble, who said, yeah, it's basically just it says by Jane Austen and Seth Graham Smith, because it's basically Pride and Prejudice verbatim with zombie scenes, and I enjoy that because I enjoy I've never read the actual original Pride and Prejudice, just because, I'm not sure why I haven't, but I'm familiar with its plot and its whole. I have an older sister. I'm familiar with the film, and just on the back, I really like it because it says Jane Austen is the author of Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion, Mansfield Park, and other masterpieces of English literature. Seth Graham Smith once took a class in English literature. He lives in Los Angeles. I really like that, because the author certainly does not take himself seriously, nor does he expect other people to. So I just find this really enjoyable. Hopefully, I'm going to read this. My hopes for this book, before I read it. Hello, sister. Happy Sibling Day. I love you. That's my sister. What? I love you too. Yay, love. So my hopes for this book is that it would have some classic, the classic lines of Pride and Prejudice, but as far as I can tell, they have altered them. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a zombie in possession of brains must be in want of more brains. I'm officially that was not, but and then A few of the guests who had the misfortune of being too near the window were seized and feasted on at once. And so I enjoy this book's existence. Um, I like what has become of it, and it makes me happy. So anyway, that is my initial reaction to this book. I have yet to start reading it. Tomorrow I will probably be farther in this book. I'm having to take it a little bit slower than if I were actually going to read this, because I'm having to need something to read in between class time, because she gives us about like an hour to read, which is just, hey, hour to read, now just read this, and it's kind of ridiculous. Because if I were to read this, I just devote a weekend and read it. So that's mainly how I read books. And I'm probably going to end up doing that anyway. So, initial reaction, that, have a wonderful evening, or morning, or wee hours of the night, or noontime, or midday, or pre-evening, or afternoon, or evening, or night, or just straight up night, or midnight sun, or twilight. Bye.